Nos, Juan Diego Fara, Lucas Pereira, and we're going to present Contrails and Global Climate Change.
So what are contrails? They're the condensation trails created from aircraft traffic. They pose no threat to human health directly as they are mainly composed of water, but they create cirrus clouds, which are thin clouds formed of ice crystals that can last for hours and spread for great distances. They are said to have a great impact on the environment, especially in the context of global warming. Cirrus clouds, contrails are formed from the droplets of water originated from the combustion of the carbohydrates used in jet fuel. As seen in the formula, liquid water is produced from this reaction. And in high altitudes, the low humidity results in the creation of the ice crystal which form the cirrus clouds. Additionally, it is important to notice that some impurities on the jet fuel, such as sulfur, can create small particles after the combustion, creating spots for the water droplets to be deposited, thus facilitating the creation of cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds reflect short wavelengths and trap long wavelengths. Using this information and knowing that longer waves are more energetic than shorter waves, it is possible to observe why contrails have an effect in global warming by using Stefan-Boltzmann formula. Stefan-Boltzmann formula states that the power radiated, which is directly proportional to energy, is directly proportional to the fourth power of temperature and the emissivity of a material. Therefore, since ice has a lower emissivity than water and the power radiated is greater, then an increase in energy is predicted by the formula.
So the effects of contrails in the environment and global warming are that they have more contribution to global warming than all aircraft greenhouse gases put together. A trend in the United States that occurred between years 1975 and 1994 sustained that contrails are capable of increasing average surface temperatures enough to account for warming. Scientists at Cicero, specialized with climate change, revealed in a report about aviation and the climate that in the short term, the contrails contribute more to global warming than CO2 emissions from aeroplanes. Contrails block the sun, which then can cause a temperature reduction at the ground, typically decreasing the maximum temperature and raising the minimum temperature. In this respect, the contrail clouds have the same effect as ordinary and normal clouds. An observation revealed that with a ban on airplanes there were no contrails. The sky remained clear and daytime weather warmed up. A study was conducted after 9/11 tragedy in 2001 when no commercial jets were in the sky. It suggested that contrails had an effect.
So, what are the global warming effects on human health? Warmer temperatures will produce more hotter days and more frequent and prolonged heat waves. Being exposed to extremely high temperatures can result in a heat stroke or in dehydration, as well as cardiovascular, respiratory, and cerebrovascular diseases. Young children, pregnant women, older adults, and people with certain medical conditions are less able to regulate their body temperature and can therefore be more vulnerable to extreme heat. Climate change is also forecasted to increase the vulnerability of urban populations to future health problems related to high temperatures. Heat waves often go in hand with periods of stagnant air, which lead to increases in air pollution and its health effects. What are the air quality effects on human health, which are produced from climate change? Climate change affects the air we breathe. Higher temperatures and shifting weather patterns can worsen air quality, which can produce asthma, attacks, and other respiratory and cardiovascular health effects. Also, scientists project that a rising temperature from climate change will increase the frequency of days with unhealthy levels of ground level ozone, which is a harmful air pollutant and a component in smog. People vulnerable to high levels of ground level ozone have a higher chance of dying prematurely or being admitted to the hospital for respiratory struggles. Finally, what are the mental health effects, which are also produced from climate change? Any changes in a person's physical health or surrounding environment can also have serious impacts on their mental health. Persons with mental illness are more vulnerable to extreme high temperatures. Numerous studies have found out that people having a pre-existing mental illness significantly increase the risk of death during these heat waves.
So there are three possible solutions for the given problem. One, to reduce aircraft traffic, which would be impossible as trends indicate an increase in aircraft traffic. Secondly, at low altitudes, the humidity is higher and less contrails would be formed, which is not an optimal solution because it's impossible to fly at such low altitudes. Finally, the best and most optimal solution is alternative jet fuels, which could possibly reduce contrails having less impurities. Thank you.
Thank you.